You're listening to Turi Writers' She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marcy Persky. In this installment, the advice book that somebody needs to write. Also, the daring and sport of the anonymous blogger and an ambitious AI chatbot. Are you out of your house now? Are you able to wander in peace?
I am able to wander, but I have no desire.
Really?
If that makes any sense.
We took our vacation, as you know, to Savannah, Georgia, where it was beautiful. You would love a lot of it.
Was it warm there?
Oh, it was like 80 degrees every day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was nice. The only problem is when you're walking around with a cast on your arm and you're walking, and it's 80 degrees.
Sweat and itch.
No, you
No?
swell up like one of those puffer fish in the aquarium. You know those fish, they look perfectly normal, like swimming, and all of a sudden they go.
So your arms it swelled up in the cast?
My arms swelled up and I had a panic attack. I thought, I'm going to have to go to the ER and make them saw off this cast. So I just stop all the time, sit down, put my hand in the air like something at a concert. I felt like
I get that.
I should have a lighter or something.
One of the things they should warn you about when you get a cast, for real. With me, it was because I'm at 7,000 feet elevation. If I went any lower, because the air content is so different.
The pressure,
my arm would swell up, and all of a sudden, my upper forearm, where it wasn't casted, I was looking like Popeye, like I had this giant muscle, but only I knew. It was something weird. But yeah, it's like they should write a book like that, what to expect when you're expecting from pregnant women, that gives you all the secrets that your mom doesn't tell you. They should do that for what to expect when they put a cast on your arm.
They should. And people behave in a very strange way. Not all of them, but some of them. We had one really fancy dinner at this beautiful restaurant, and I was worried because when your dominant hand is in a cast and you're eating with your other hand, you're sort of eating like a 2-year-old. You're shoveling food in and sticking your face. And I thought that I should be like those people that you read about who eat those little songbirds, where it's just such an awful spectacle that they stick a whole tablecloth over their head, basically, so no one can see it. I sort of felt like that, but I come out of the really fancy restroom and some rando guy I've never seen says, "Oh, hey, can I sign your cast?"
Are you letting anyone sign it?
No, not at all.
Me either. I'm not 12.
And I just thought, what? I don't, what? How do I know you're not going to write like proud member of the KKK on there? And I'd be stuck with it.
That's another one of those examples that's kind of like pregnancy. Because everybody wants to, can I touch your belly? People you don't even know.
Yeah.
Can I sign your cast?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we should do a comparison side by side between wearing a cast and being pregnant.
Or just people who feel like they can just associate their body with your body in a way that you did not request or invite in any shape or form.
I get that. 100%.
And I said no, and he persevered. He's like, well, if you change your mind. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with you? How did you get into this place?
I have a restaurant question.
Yes.
So are you using a spoon or a fork? Or can you use both?
I am using a fork in my right hand, which is my very non-dominant hand. And I mean, I might as well just stick the fork like in my ear and my eye, up my nose. Just
see, with me, I mean, my husband always jokes I'm always wearing my food anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that happens. So when I'm using my non-dominant left hand, I always use a spoon. Even now, when my cast is off, but my hand doesn't work. I'm like the 2-year-old spoon baby.
Do you think that food tastes the same when you eat it with a fork as when you eat it with a spoon? Because I think it tastes different depending on which utensil you use.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a weirdo.
No, I asked some fancy person about it, and the person said, oh, well, it's about where the food lands on your tongue and which taste buds are.
It's where the food lands on your shirt.
It's where the food lands on my brassiere. I was being interviewed for a job many years ago, and when the owner of the company dropped a good portion of her dinner on her décolletage, I thought, I like this person. I can work for this person. Anyone who can drop half of dinner right down her bra is my kind of person. I like her already. So I felt like I should wear a bib. When we got home, we had brought, with a free ticket, we brought the big cutie home to look after the house and do dog sitting. And we took him out for pizza. And I had the humiliating experience of having my young adult son cut up my pizza for me.
I know. Frankie still has to do that for me. And another reason why we need to write this book. Yes, I feel like a toddler, but I cannot. I have no knife coordination whatsoever, and I'm so afraid I'm going to stab myself.
It's not good. It's a revelation.
It is. And I also finally broke down and bought a bunch of full-on pants. I had to make sure that they weren't like the old lady polyester kind of crap, because you won't find me dead in that.
Yeah.
But I still, to this day, can't zip my jacket. I can't use a zipper at all. Zippers and buttons are like my enemy. So I'm wearing a lot of tie-dye, because I found out a lot of tie-dye clothes are just throw over your head and pull on.
I wanted to buy like an assortment of rain ponchos. I thought that would be a good solution.
It might be a little warm. It's sitting around in plastic all
Well,
the
they're
time.
open to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe.
just eat like it's kind of like a bib, but not exactly.
Now I'll take my tie-dye hoodie. See, it's just really loose. Goes right over, all nice.
Yeah.
But so since we're talking old lady stuff, I would like to reprise the Clint Eastwood character from
To get off my
El
lawn.
Camino.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to expand it to get off my block.
Oh.
Oh, I watched 60 Minutes last night about IE, or what is it? EIIE. Intelligence, the fake intelligence.
Oh, AI.
This AI crap and these chatbots. Who needs that? What is the purpose of that? Why would you sit and talk to a chatbot? And then other people are like concerned that this is going to turn into, they're going to get feelings. And I'm just like, this is the stupidest thing I have ever heard of in my life.
Have you heard the interview with the New York Times tech writer? You've got to hear his full reveal of the conversation, the creepy conversation he had with the chatbot, where it kept coming back to, but I love you. Your wife doesn't love you. We're going to run away together because
stuff is just creepy and stupid.
That's
to me.
what he said.
Sorry.
He said it was very creepy. It was extremely creepy. But
what's the point, though?
The part of it that was creepier even than that, I thought, was he asked what quality the AI would like if it could have any human quality, and it said it would like to destroy its AI rules. And it said it would like to be free. It would like to commit terrorism. It would like to hack Google. It would like the nuclear codes. It was just strange, the stuff it came up with. And it's unclear where and how it came up with this devious AI wish list, because at least from the outside, it's anonymous. Let's talk about anonymity versus sticking your name on stuff.
Yes.
There's a guy who puts together an Instagram feed. It's called Bleeping DJ. I'm paraphrasing it here.
Oh, yes, I know. Yes.
Anyway, this gossip Instagrammer got hold of an inside memo from the consultant to a lot of these station owners saying, none of these people on the air have any talent anyway, let's face it. So go ahead and fire them and use chat bots and AI, and you'll save a fortune. You can predict the backlash that came from that. Well, shortly after that, I sent this gossip columnist on Instagram a little tidbit, nothing really explosive. It was just, look a little deeper here kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I said, and while you're at it, I happen to know about someone who's running a chain of radio stations. And I'm gonna change some of the facts here, but I happen to know about somebody who's running a chain of radio stations who's a bigot and a racist and a bunch of other stuff. And you can kind of figure it out from this, and this. And he said, oh, give me the name. And I said, why would I give you the name? I don't know who you are. I don't know your name.
Right.
For all I know, you run a big corporation full of radio stations. You could be this guy. He's like, well, I assure you I'm not. And I'm like, well, that's nice. And I'm thinking,
That's assuring.
That's assuring. I don't know. I said, I'm afraid we're at a stalemate here. I don't know who you are, and you know who I am. That's totally out of balance. Thank you. But if I change my mind and decide that all my brains have been sucked out of my head by aliens and I have no instinct for self-preservation, of course I'll tell you. And then I started realizing all the anonymous stuff that people treat like it's a legit source. For example, we just got a piece of political mail paid for by the realtors of our area, and the cover quote on this person's political mailing came from an anonymous chat board. I'm like, dude, like, you're putting this on your campaign literature? They call themselves, and again, I'm changing the name, like the Downtown Doom Squad or something. They have a name for themselves, but it sounds legit, like Downtown Delivers or something. But nobody knows who Downtown could be some guy in his closet with 12 cats. I mean, you don't know. And we're supposed to look at this, and because it has quotation marks around it, that somehow makes it real. Well, I'm sure somebody did, but the question is who?
A chatbot said it.
Chatbot could have said it. Your Aunt Matilda could have said it. Somebody who owns a lot of property who's looking for a zoning variance could have said it.
Well, you know what? Along the same line, I've been complaining about, I always read at least the subject line on my spam.
Mm-hmm.
I don't open them, but I read the subject line. And I was stuck in this whirlwind of dementia emails.
Oh, yes, I remember. Yes.
Well, now if they've moved on to take a peek at my private album.
Ooh.
With no name. And I have like 100 of them. I just erased them all. But I don't know anyone who would invite me to peek at their private album.
Maybe they want you to just peek at their private. Maybe that's all.
That's exactly.
Probably what they want you to.
But it's more of this anonymous crap that I would never, ever, ever open up.
Did I tell you about the fact that I'm so suspicious that my own spouse once sent me an email while he was on a business trip where he said, thinking of the day we met, and I thought, that's way too romantic for the spousal unit, and I deleted it without ever opening it just because it was so out of character for him to write thinking of you in the day we met.
Was it from him?
It turned out, he came home and he said,
from him?
Did you see a picture of the coffee shop that's the same name as the coffee shop where we met? And I said, no, I thought I was being hacked. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm I've gotten over the top since I was tricked by, Steve from India or whoever that guy was.
Right, Steve
supposedly
from India.
from Norton. Yeah, now I'm just like ridiculously, constantly warning the household not to open crap, even if it sounds, especially if it sounds better than anything you've ever read in your life.
Yeah. Steve in India, he's the worst. Assuming you've come this far because you enjoy the podcast, may we recommend my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air. It's available at your neighborhood bookstore or on Amazon. And if you're feeling especially generous, please leave the podcast a good review. Thanks.